Today I want to talk to you about surrogate tapping. Surrogate tapping is the idea that you are putting yourself in someone else's shoes. So for example, if you are, if you have kids or teens or tweens, maybe you can relate to this idea that your kid is kind of shutting you out and not really talking to you about what's going on, but as a mom or as a dad, you know that something is bothering them. So you can tap on this situation. So first you would tap about your feelings about the situation, how it makes you feel that your child isn't talking to you, or that you can tell that something is wrong, and maybe your worries or fears about the situation. So you would tap about that. And then you move towards tapping as if you're talking to your son or daughter, right? When they would really be in a place to hear you and what you would want to say. And then you can move into this practice of tapping as if you are them. And not everyone always feels comfortable with doing that. However, if you do feel comfortable doing that, you can tap as if you are your child who is struggling and talk as if you are them and thinking of the things that they might be going through. And it can be a very interesting process. And oftentimes what I have found, whether it's with a struggle that I'm having with my kids or a friend or a family member, when I take the time to do this, tap about my feelings about it, tap as if I'm talking to them, and then tapping as if I am them, there seems to be a shift. So when doing this recently with one of my kids, or for one of my kids, it was a couple days later, and then they came to me and said, hey, I wanted to talk. And I thought, I wonder if that's related to the surrogate tapping that I did. But so why is this happening, right? What's the why behind it, or the how, I guess. So I think what it is that when we tap about our own feelings around it, and then there is a processing that happens as we're tapping as if we're talking to them. And then there can be some aha moments when we're tapping as if we are them. And throughout that entire practice, our energy shifts. So the way that I feel about the situation can change. And then when my energy changes, the interactions that I would have with that person would change, and they would feel that and energetically receive it differently. And then because of that, then there can be more openness, or in the example with my son, then he a couple days later came and spoke to me about it. So it's really a helpful practice. So if you are dealing with any sort of situation in your life, or you have a relationship that something is going on and bothering you, you can give this a try. So we'll go through the practice, and it will be rather quick. So if you were to do this, you would obviously want to take more time in doing this. And of course, if you need assistance or guidance through this process, please do not hesitate to reach out. So first, we're going to tap about this situation. I'm really worried about him. I can tell that something's bothering him. It makes me sad to see him upset. I wish he would just talk to me. I'm choosing to love him through this. And I'm choosing to love myself through this. Even though it's really difficult to see him hurting. And I know he'd feel better if we just talked about it. He's struggling. And it's hard for me to see that as a mom. But right here, right now, I'm acknowledging how I feel about it. I'm worried. I'm worried about how he's feeling, what he's thinking. I really want to help. I get anxious about the whole thing and feeling like I'm not helping. And I get frustrated. And sometimes that frustration comes out in a way that isn't helpful. And then I feel guilty. And I get caught in a cycle. And it's time for me to work through this. I get anxious and nervous, but it's okay, and I'm okay. Take a nice deep breath. So that was the example of a round that is about how I am feeling, right? So that is what you would do. Now we're going to move into tapping as if I'm talking to my son. I'm really worried about you, hon. I want you to know that I'm here for you if you want to talk. I can see that something's bothering you. I know you're saying that you're fine, but I know something's going on. I love you so much and I want to help. Even though I know this is really hard for you, and it's not easy to talk about your feelings, I'm here when you're ready. I'm sorry you're going through something. And I'm sorry you don't feel comfortable talking about it yet. I see that you're hurting. And that hurts my mommy heart. I love you so much. I wish you would let me help you. But I will be here when you're ready. I'm always here. You're going to get through this, whatever it is. And then take a nice deep breath in and let it go. And now I'm going to do a round tapping as if I am him and what it might be. I'm feeling really anxious. I'm not totally sure why. Something happened at school, but I don't want to tell anybody. I'm feeling sad. Mom keeps asking me what's going on. Part of me wants to talk to her, but the other part really doesn't. I can't believe my friend said that to me. And then I did so bad on that test. I'm worried if I'm going to get in trouble. I really don't want to get in trouble. I'm feeling anxious. How does Mom always know? Maybe I should just talk to her about this test. Maybe she'll understand. Maybe she'll have some good advice. I don't know. I know it's going to be okay. And then take a nice deep breath. So that's just an example, and it could be about whatever whatever your hunch is about what it might be about. And if you have no idea what is going on or why, whether it's your child or a friend is acting the way that they're acting, you can just tap on, whatever comes to mind around how they might be feeling, even if you don't know the why they're feeling that way. So, like I said, this practice is really pretty cool. You can do this. You can also do this for pets. And I know that can sound kind of out there, but I have done this before. I've actually worked with a practitioner that specializes in surrogate tapping for animals. And it was a very interesting process of things that came up through my subconscious about why my dog was like acting out and barking all the time. This was my old dog that has passed away, Baxter. But I will tell you, his behavior changed after I had those sessions. And I honestly do think that it's because my energy shifted around, my frustration with the constant barking. So anyway, I hope that was educational for you. And if you have questions about it, please feel free to share the questions below and reach out. And I'm here to support you, and I'm sending all the good juju your way. Take care, guys. Bye.